Okay. Okay, so we'll continue with our wood element Qigong for the spring, the liver, gallbladder, organs, and meridians. And just a little recap. The liver is on your right side, so I'm not mirroring you, but it's on the right side here, liver, gallbladder. In your body, the sense organs are the eyes. The liver and gallbladder rule the tendons and the ligaments of the body. The emotions are, if out of balance, you feel kind of irritable, a little bit angry, you can feel not quite balanced, and you don't really have anything to look forward to, right? Your vision, like seeing positive outcomes or seeing projects completed, things like that, it's kind of limited. And then when you're in balance and you're feeling healthy in the wood element, then you have this great foresight. You feel that peace, so that irritability, that sense of frustration is gone. You feel very grounded in your feet. So like your roots or your tree trunk, you feel very grounded and solid, peaceful, calm, and you can also see things. You have that visionary quality of being able to see the light, see things through, see a project through. Okay, so just keep those things in mind. We'll come into our Wuji stance first, and we'll work from the yin, from the bottom up to yang. So the yin, our feet, the earth, that feminine quality, that groundedness. So feeling the bottoms of your feet on the mat, maybe even giving them a little squeeze, lifting the arches of your feet, and then spreading apart your toes. And just doing that a couple of times, maybe even moving your feet in and out, feeling the balls of the feet, the heels of the feet, and finding a place where you can feel that sense of groundedness through the soles of the feet. So maybe that means you take your legs a little wider, or maybe you have to rotate your feet slightly to feel that. Most of us, our hips are a little, they're not perfectly aligned. So that means that we can, if we look down, our feet might look different. They might not be perfectly straight. So take that time to really ground the feet down into the earth. And then from there, just put that little slight bend in your knees. And if you want to take a hand on the back of the sacrum, you'll notice as you bend the knees slightly, you're going to feel almost like your sacrum is just dropping down a little bit. So we never want to go into like a full pelvic tilt. It's just a little drop. And that happens easily when we just bend the knees. And then our arms are relaxed and soft. Maybe we even roll the shoulders back a few times. And then we feel like not quite like a scarecrow and not like a soldier, but we have space between our arms and our bodies. And also a little feeling of space under the armpit, like we can put a little egg there and hold it. And last, oh, not last, first we're going to take our tip of our tongue behind our top teeth, like we're saying la la la. And then lastly, we're going to just elevate a bit through the crown without losing that bend in the knees, but just feeling a slight lifting up through the crown of the head. And for some of us, that might be almost feeling like you're taking your chin back slightly towards your throat. And then start to notice your breathing. You can keep your eyes open, gazing downward or in front of you, or you can keep your eyes closed. And just feeling the breath as you breathe in and out. Maybe you feel your arms slightly move as you breathe. And see if you notice in your belly, Move as you breathe. And then just begin to notice all the sounds around you. And, if you have a window that you're looking at, or if you can see the outside, maybe you notice the trees, the branches, the birds, or maybe you just even hear those little signs of spring. And then coming back to those qualities of the wood element, we will set our intention for the practice. So turning your palms up and taking a breath in, we're going to release any irritability, any kinds of frustration, any sense of feeling not grounded, not being able to see positive things or feel peaceful, feeling a restlessness. So we're just going to let all that go. We're going to fill ourselves up with the opposite. We're going to fill ourselves up with peace, with a sense of calm, with having vision to see things and feel positive about things and seeing projects and ideas happening with ease, with comfort, feeling very grounded and connected. And then our last breath is just to seal all that beautiful energy in. So just taking a breath and feeling that sense of groundedness and calmness and peacefulness, and letting your intention be that you carry that energy with you all day. Letting your hands rest on the dantian or below the belly button as your hands come down. Taking a breath or two here. And slowly releasing your arms, starting with some warm-ups. Let's start with just doing the smoothing the liver chi first. So that one is where we exhale, take a bend down by the knees. We inhale, we trace the liver meridian up just to below the ribs. Then we bring our hands out to the sides, and then we exhale down the gallbladder meridian. And then we just sweep the hands back to the insides. So just following the meridians themselves. Liver on the inside of the leg, gallbladder on the outside. And you can come just below the knees. You're also welcome to come a little bit lower if you want on the inside of the lower leg. So you can take that a little bit lower. And when you come down, you can also come just below the knee, right on gallbladder 34, that influential point of tendons. So that point is just at the head of the fibula. So you're going to feel a bone right here on the sides. That's the influential point of tendon. So you can come down there with the heel of your hand and then wrap back in. Only if you want to. We don't have to come down that far at all. So think about smoothing away any tensions in the body, any frustrations or irritability, and also thinking about the organs themselves. So letting the liver store and filter the blood, getting rid of toxins in the body, letting the gallbladder produce enough of bile and chemicals that it releases to help us digest fats. Well, let's do 2 more of these, smoothing the liver chi. Last one. So kind of just activating those meridians, coming back into Wuji or empty stance, and just being aware of that. feeling. And then working with a little stretch on the side of the body. So as we inhale one arm up, we're going to exhale and come into a little side bend. And then we're going to inhale and start to switch arms. So as one comes up, the other one comes down. And then we exhale to the side. So go slowly here. These are bigger, grosser movements than we usually make to warm up. We usually do those finer joint movements. So just do it nice and slow. You don't have to bend really far. If you need a support with this hand, you can use that hand for a little support. That's fine. And again, just trying to really coordinate your breath with the movement. So a couple more, we should start to feel like the sides of our bodies, especially the ribs down to the hip, feel nice and stretched out, hopefully. Let's do one more to each side. And then just rest back in that empty stance, noticing how the sides of your body are feeling. And then opening and closing the gates. So we're going to start with loose fists and the palms are facing us. And then as we inhale, we're going to kind of like rub the knuckles together. So it's just sort of like doing this, like they're a hinge. And then the elbows come up and then we open like we're yawning. So you don't have to make a back bend here. It's more about just squeezing the shoulder blades together. That's your inhale. And then when you exhale, you're going to close the hinge. You're going to bring the elbows down. So the elbows come down. And then we're going to make a little forward tuck. The chin tucks, the upper back rounds, the knees are bent. And then we start to inhale, squeezing the shoulders, exhaling, and around. Inhaling and opening, exhaling, and then. So thinking about like you're opening and closing a gate. The hinges come together. The gate closes. We round that upper back and spine. And then we open and we squeeze, opening the chest. And maybe you have some rusty hinges. If you're hearing some cracks or creaks, that's okay. Maybe your shoulder gates. Remember, this is a little energy gate here by the shoulder. It could be a little blocked or opening it up. Let's do two more of these movements. Good. And then just let your arms back down. Give your shoulders a whirl. And if you feel like you need to move your feet a little, move your feet. We're going to start to move down the body anyway. Let's take our hands on our hips and just take your feet a little wider this time. And then we're going to start to make some hip circles. So you should feel a little stretch in the hips, the glutes, maybe your low back, and also maybe a little bit on the inner thigh along that liver meridian. Down the backs of the legs, just waking up the body. And then we'll switch directions. In the other direction. And then when we finish this last little circle, we'll step our feet a little closer back together. And then we'll do standing snake body for our middle. So the arms sort of start just kind of, they're just tucked in your sides and the palms are down. And then as you circle or move the arms to one side, your belly button comes over to the other side. So we're not really sticking our hip out. Just think about moving your belly button. And then the arms come all the way out. And then as they circle back in, your belly button goes to the other side. All right, so you have a little shift, but it's not a big shift to the hips. It's a little tiny shift. Yeah, that's it. It's a little tiny shift. If your shoulders are sore or bothering you, you can keep the circle tight and low just in front of the belly. You don't have to come up really high. We shouldn't really be coming up any higher than our chest. So standing snake body. So this snake is also the representative animal of the springtime. They start to come out of their hibernation. They mate. The snake is a very grounded animal. It lives very close to the ground, in the ground. It can live on trees too and climb trees, but it's a very grounded animal. It's very peaceful. It doesn't bother us unless we really provoke it or startle it. Most of the time they startle us. They hear us coming a long time before we get to them and they start to move. But sometimes we sneak up on them a little bit and I'm sure maybe we've all had that experience in the woods. And then we're going to reverse. So then start to make your circle in the opposite direction. Keeping your shoulders relaxed, keeping your hands relaxed. Using your breath. It's nice, slow, even breathing in, breathing out. So that's one animal. The other animal that we're going to get in touch with today is the deer. Sometimes the deer is also associated with the water element in the winter because it has a strong impact in the waist as well as the low back. And the low back are where the kidneys are. And so sometimes deer movements are also associated with that element. Good. And finish up your last circle. Come back into your Wuji or empty stance. Taking a breath or two, noticing how you're feeling. And then we'll just stretch our spine along. So let's do this movement. This is actually for the heart. So the heart is actually the inside of the arm, starting at the armpit, the inner elbow, all the way down to the end of the pinky. So this one, we're going to have the palms up. Our hands are going to come up above us. We're going to touch the fingers. And then as the hands come down, we're going to take our chin down. And we're just going to make a nice roll, softly rolling the spine. So getting a nice big stretch down the back, coming all the way down towards the ground. And then from here, you're going to release the hands, turn the palms up, bend the knees slightly, reach up, come all the way up. And then we're going to take the backs of the hands down together. Tuck the chin. We're just going to make a few of these. All the way down. Relax the arms. Turn the palms up. Bend the knees slightly. Start to reach up. You can touch the pinkies if you wish. And back down. Let's do 3 more of these. Nice and slow. Feeling like your spine is just getting a nice big stretch. Relax the hands at the bottoms, turn the palms up. The pinkies can touch if you want. Bend the knees slightly, rising all the way up. Very similar to grasp the ankles to tonify the kidneys. A little bit slightly different. And we'll do one more of these nice roll down. And let that go. Coming back to neutral. And then working a little bit lower with the lower part of our legs. Let's take our feet. We'll start with our feet just a little wider than hips, so not much wider. We're going to add on. We're going to do we'll do sets of 3. Oh, no, we don't want to do 4. We'll do sets of 6. So our palms are going to be facing us again with that light fist. And then as we go to the right, we're going to make our little bow, or I'm sorry, our little arrow. So you can make an arrow in a number of ways. You can make it this way, you can make it this way, or you can just have a flat hand. Okay, whatever works for you with your fingers. So we're going to make our arrow with the left hand. The right arm draws up. And as we look over to the left, we shoot our arrow. We're using our eyes here. So we're gazing between the thumb and the index finger. And if you look at the side of my body, I'm not doing this, like I'm not super, super arching back, right? It's just a pull back here. So you're going to feel a little bit of the bicep. And when you have your arm out, you're also going to feel these muscles engaged without really overdoing it. Because as soon as your wrist flexes, you're going to feel these muscles on the top engaged. So this really uses the tendons in the arm, which are ruled by the wood element. Okay, so we have our nice little fists. We make our arrow with the left hand, right elbow comes up, and as we start to shoot it, we gaze to the left. That's our exhale. And then we inhale and we come back. And then we do the other hand. Exhale, we shoot and gaze. Inhale, and then come back. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. This is 4. And 6. Now come back to the center. The next one is, I think I have my legs a little close together. The next one is you could take your feet a little wider. And if you want to, you can bend as you shoot and then straighten as you come back. Okay? So try that. If that doesn't feel good in your knees, don't bend the knees, just you can stand. And release back to center. You can continue with that one, or you can even step your feet a little wider or keep them where they were. But this time we're going to stay down in that little bend the whole time. Okay. And make sure you're not sticking your bum out. It's nice and straight back. So if this doesn't feel good, don't do it. We'll start with the right side this time. So exhaling, inhaling center, exhaling, and last one. And release. Let that go. Give your legs a little shake. These are all for the wood element. Draw the bow to shoot the golden arrow. Good. Let's just work our ankles out a bit. So taking our foot and just staying on top of the ball of the foot, lifting the heel, making that nice big circle. And reversing that. On the other side. This gives our legs a little bit of a break. Okay. I mean, we'll spend the rest with our deer because there's a lot with the deer. There's a lot of movement and a lot of coordination, a lot of brain work. So grab a drink if you need that before we start. So we did the female deer last time, and I'll just recap it. So as you draw the arms up for the first one, and you make these, she calls them, Mimi call them little buds, but they're like little tiny antlers or little buds. And as you do that, you shift your weight and you step out with one foot. So the foot that steps out, your toes are on the ground. Okay. And this knee is slightly bent. And then we hold that and we look around, or we take 3 breaths. So you're using your eyes, the sense organ for the wood element, and you're just observing nature, observing everything around you. You're still like a deer, making sure there's no harm, no movement in the woods. And then after 3 breaths, this hand comes down and this hand, the palm opens. And you could take this hand if you want to rest it on, or you can just take the palm opens and then you drop the foot, the heel, and then you start to reach out and then you just come into a little forward fold. So your head drops, your hand can come anywhere on your leg. It doesn't matter how far you go down. If you want to touch your foot, you can, but you don't have to. And your head is holding here. The back leg is bent. You're getting a stretch all the way down the back of the extended leg. So we take 3 breaths here. It's like, okay, it's safe to come down and munch a little bit. Have some grass, have some berries. And then as we want to come up, that arm leads. So this arm leads. The other one comes up with it. We make our buds again and we step back. So now we're back to our original position. Then we take the other foot and we come up on the toes of the other foot. We're holding, we're using our eyes, we're gazing. We take 3 breaths. And then whatever hand is extended, whatever leg is extended, the opposite hand comes to the hip. That hand reaches out, open the fist, drop the heel of the extended leg, and forward fold. Hold here for 3 breaths. Start to reach out with that hand. The other hand comes up to meet it. You have your little buds, and that foot steps back. Okay? And now we step the other foot out. Toes are on the ground. Take a couple of breaths. Look at the beautiful trees. Listen to the birds. And then as this hand comes down to the hip, this one reaches up, palm opens, heel drops, fold forward, and hold for 3 breaths. Start to reach out with that arm. The hand that's on the waist meets it. Make your buds again. Step back. Step the other foot forward. Hold for 3 breaths. Take your hand to your waist. Reach out. Heel drops. Forward fold. Deep breath. And then reach out with that arm. Bring it back up. The other arm meets it. Make our buds. Step back. Okay, let's do one more on each side. Opportunity for the breath. Reach on up. Step on back. Make your buds. And last one. Step out with the other arm. Other leg, sorry. Reach out. Drop the heel of the extended leg. Forward fold. Reach out. Bring that arm back up. Make your buds. And beautiful. Just take your hands to your dantian and take a couple breaths. Okay, so the male deer. This is a little tiny bit more complicated. I'm going to do the arms first, and then we're going to do the legs. So the arms, we have two different things. We have hooves. So almost like when we make our bird beak, all your fingers come together like hooves. And then we have antlers. So your antlers are this. So your index finger and your pinky are up, and your thumb covers your two middle fingers. Makes you work, right? So we have hooves, antlers. Just try that a couple times. Hooves, antlers. Everybody got that? Hooves, antlers. Good. So we're going to start by going to the left. So we have our hooves to the left. And as our hooves come up to the air, we're going to make our antlers. So now we have our antlers. And the antlers come all the way around. Like that. And then they come back up. And they make hooves again. Take your hooves, keep swinging them over to the right. And then they're going to come up and make antlers. Right? So when you come across, you're going to bring this arm into the waist. Yep, so D, drop that arm down to the waist. Then reach it out. Come back around. Make your hooves. Keep going all the way to the left. Make your antlers as you come up. And bring this arm into the waist. Reach it out. Come all the way back. Make your hooves. Keep going around. Make your antlers. And this arm comes in. Bring your elbow in. There you go. And then reach it out. Back up. Make your hooves. Make your hooves. You keep so kind of coming in a circle with your antlers. And then this elbow comes in. And this one reaches out. And then come back. Okay, so I'm going to show you what it looks like together. So this is going to be this is the tricky part. It's the opposite foot as the way that the arms start. So if our hooves are going to the left, we're going to step out with the right. We're going to make our antlers. We're going to shift the weight in. Okay, and then you have your elbow by your side. And then you reach out. And then we come back up. We start to make our hooves, step that foot back. And then you're going to step the other foot out. Make your antlers. Bring your elbow in. Reach out. Come back up. And then as you make your hooves, that foot steps back. And then the other foot steps out. Antlers. Reach out. And you can see why this one is a bit about the back. So let me just show you from the side. So from the side, okay, you have your hooves come up, this foot steps out, right? We shift the weight, and as we come here, it's almost like you're looking at your back heel. So it is a bit of a little twist in, not twist, but yeah, a little bit twist in the spine. As you come up, you make your hooves. This foot steps back. This foot steps forward. And then you make your antlers to the other side. Yeah. And then you reach out. I forgot that part on the other side. Make your hooves. Step back in. Okay. Do you want me? Why don't I turn this way? And then we could do it together from this position. Yeah. Let's see if I can. A little bit more. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to start to make our hooves this way. So hooves this way to the right, left foot steps out. Make your antlers, shift your weight onto the left foot. Bring the left elbow in. Maybe look down at the ground. Now reach out. Bring your antlers back up. Start to make your hooves. Shift your weight onto the right leg. Step the left foot back. Keep going with your hooves, stepping out with the right leg. Make your antlers. Shift the weight. Right arm comes into the waist. Reach out. Arm antlers come up. As you're making your hooves, shift your weight onto that left foot. Bring the right foot back. Shift your weight to the left foot. Make your antlers. Left arm comes in. Reach out. Antlers come up. Start to shift the weight. Make your hooves. Draw the left foot in. Step the right foot out. Hooves are coming up. Making antlers. Coming down. Reaching out. Coming back up. How does that feel for everybody? Deb, you're bored? Are you bored, Deb? She was yawning. Deb was yawning, like, oh, this is so easy. How was that for everybody? Did you kind of get it? Demetra? Okay, I'm going to mirror you now. We'll do it together just a few times to each side. Okay? We'll start going to your left. Okay? That means the right foot is going to step out. So hooves to the left, right foot steps out. Make your antlers and shift your weight. And then continue down. Good. Reach out. Bring your antlers back up. Make your hooves as you start to shift back and bring that foot back. Now you're standing. Now you're shifting. Good. Make your antlers. Bring them in. Reach them out. Back up. As you make your hooves, step back and other side. Now this one is a tricky one. But you guys seem to have it. Yeah. Good. And release. So you can feel that one like in the waist, right? As well as a little bit in the low back. Because when we come to this movement, right? It's like a really big side bend, so you can really feel it in the low back and the kidneys, which is why it's sometimes taught for the water element and the kidneys as well. Yeah, it's a nice one. Yeah, you got it? Like it? Good. That was good. You guys did really well because I know that's a trickier movement. Okay, let's come back into our Wuji. Take a couple of breaths here. And then just for the waist, for liver, gallbladder, also for the spleen and stomach, reaching for the moon. We haven't done that one in a long time. I tend to do that a little bit more in my Qi yoga classes. But let's do that one now. So our feet are a little bit further apart for this. And then let's do this one first. I have another one I want to teach you guys, but maybe we'll do that next time. So we have a ball or the moon. And as we reach up, we're going to come up on the toes of our opposite leg. And we're just going to reach up and look up. We're not going to really arch back. We want to keep a little bit of softness in the belly. We're going to exhale, come back down to the center. And then we're going to take it over to the other side. Now, Notice your breath. Right now, I find myself inhaling as I come up and exhaling as I come down. And that may mean that I need to tonify those organs, the spleen, the stomach, the liver, the gallbladder. If you're exhaling, that means maybe that you don't need to tonify them as much, or your breathing is more natural that way. It doesn't matter. You can inhale or exhale. Really see if you can feel like you are holding this ball of energy. I know we're calling it the moon, but really see if you can feel a sensation between your hands. Your hands don't really move apart. They're the same distance as we reach up and back, making that little tiny twist. And come back to the center. There. Okay, so the last one I want to work with is called throwing the ball. I don't think we did this one, throwing the ball. So this one is the gallbladder meridian kind of starts all on the side of the head here and the side of the body. So it's almost like we're coming across that gallbladder meridian. So this one also involves a little ball of energy, your ball of chi. So we have this little ball, smaller than our moon. And what happens is as this arm reaches back, this arm reaches forward. So it's almost like you're doing a crawl stroke here. Like you're swimming, okay, like this. So try that with one arm. Or like a choo-choo train, I guess. Like kind of coming back and forward. Back and forward. And then try the other arm. Back and forward. Back and forward. Okay. So what we want to do is as this arm is coming back, this arm is reaching forward. So we have a little bit of a twist here in the waist. And then as this arm starts to come forward, this arm pulls back so that for that brief second, we have this ball. And then we switch. This arm comes back. This arm comes forward. So you're reaching out and back at the same time, having that little ball. The hardest part is coordinating your hand that's out and the hand that's back to come to meet here for that brief second. So once you get that coordination down with your breath, it really flows. Yeah, I think you all have it. That's good. Right. And then we'll let that go. So that works again. Tendons, ligaments, gallbladder channel. So we're going to let go of everything. Give ourselves a little shake here. Shake it all out. And then we'll end with a meditation, but we're going to end with our like hugging the tree. So again, if you're finding, so I do have space here, but if you're finding that this is too much for your shoulders and I don't want you to do this, then just bring your arms down. Let your arms rest against your body. Okay. So find a place that's a tree hug that's comfortable. So lifting through the crown of the head, tip of the tongue behind the top teeth, shoulders relaxed, elbows are soft, pointing down a little bit. Fingers are soft, wrists are soft, little bend in the knees, feeling your tree roots or your feet in the ground. And then I want you to imagine that it's still winter and you're a tree, your arms are the branches, and they have they have snow on them, maybe a couple inches of a heavy, wet snow. So feel that sensation of that heavy snow on your branches, the weight on your shoulders. This is what we call Sang, S-A-N-G. It's a feeling of that heavy or weight on our limbs. And as you breathe in and out, see if there are places in your body you need to adjust to become comfortable in this meditation pose. Maybe it's your hands, your wrists, your fingers. Maybe it's your shoulders, your neck, knees, feet, ankles. See if you can create this feeling of this heavy snow, but yet a lightness at the same time. And then imagine that it is turning into spring. It's getting warmer and all the snow is melting off your limbs, off your tree branches. You feel lightness in the arms, an expansion in the arms. The branches are even feeling lighter and sort of lifting up a little higher towards the sun energetically. You feel a warmth in your feet as the ground begins to warm up. Your roots are soaking up the melting snow, the rain, the water from the snow. Your branches are feeling more supple. Your legs, your tree trunk are feeling supple. And you feel a sense of hope. Hope springs forward. You hear the birds. Maybe birds are stopping and landing on your branches, checking you out. And then slowly, slowly, slowly start to let your arms lower, coming down by your sides for a moment, feeling all of that beautiful energy. And then turning the palms up, we're going to take a breath in. We're going to gather all that beautiful spring energy that we've just created in our practice. Making a loose fist with your dominant hand and then covering it lightly with the other. Bring your hands down just in front of the heart. And let's take a bow to our teacher, the tree, the wood energy, the liver, the gallbladder, the springtime, the earth. And then if you want to take your eyes open, if you have everybody else on screen, you can take a bow to everybody else for showing up, to each other for being here. And then lastly, take a bow for yourself, for your body, for your breath, and for your ability to be here today. Thank you for allowing me to guide you in your practice.